Welcome back to Choose Your Next Yes. I'm your host, Dr. Mel Vandevort. Today, I'm diving into the art of decision making. I'm going to help you uncover the reasons to make good decisions and how you can make better decisions that keep you from having those regrets down the road. We make decisions every day, and decisions are the building blocks of our lives, and their impact can ripple through our existence and everything we do. Get ready to embrace clarity, balance, growth, and purpose as we embark on this empowering journey together. Are you in a new season of your life? Are you stuck and searching for clarity so you can make a career change? Do you just need the courage to switch careers? Are you ready to follow God's plan for your career? Welcome to Choose Your Next Yes. Hi, Kindred. I'm Mel, a career transition coach, mom of grown-ups, coffee lover, and God girl. I've had a lot of big life changes, and I haven't always been clear about God's plan for me. This led to stress and anxiety and a lack of clarity and courage to make a career move. I finally started listening to God's voice to find clarity and peace and stopped being scared to make a move and achieve my career transition goals. Now, my mission is to help you learn to listen to God's voice and know when to say yes to the career you've always wanted and no to everything else. Let me show you how to clarify your purpose and find courage to pursue your personal and professional goals in your midlife and beyond. Throw down your self-doubt, dust off your dreams, Kindred. It's time to reset and refine and reclaim the woman you once aspired to be. Hey guys, hope you're doing great. You know, we make thousands of decisions every single day. They range from simple decisions like what to wear or what to eat to those more complex decisions related to our work and our personal life. These decisions collectively shape our daily experiences and the outcomes. You know, I've made some great decisions in my lifetime, but I've also made some really bad decisions and had to live with the consequences of those choices. I may have had some consequences that weren't great. I may have lost some time or some money. But in the end, I just had to maybe make another choice or just live with the consequence. So I wasn't able to buy something else because I made a poor financial decision. And I live with that. And I just recoup my losses and I move on and I make a better decision in the future. And I've learned how to make better decisions because I've made poor decisions in the past. And every decision you make is going to shape how you make further decisions. If you make great decisions, you're going to continue to make great decisions. If you make poor decisions, if you're not self-reflective about that, you're going to continue to make poor decisions. But if you really think about your decision and what you could have done differently, then you're able to make better decisions in the future. And my goal today is to empower you to overcome this hurdle and to make confident choices that align with your purpose and everything that God has in store for you. So I'm going to give you 4 reasons for better decision making, especially when it comes to your career and other big life decisions. Number 1, you need to have alignment between your decisions and your core values and your priorities. It's very important that you get very clear on the things that you value and what you value as a Christian woman. When you have alignment between what God values and what you value, it's so much easier to make good decisions. And when you make decisions with that alignment, you are less likely to have a regret because you made a bad decision. An example would be if you chose to watch a movie that in your heart you knew was not a good movie and it was not a movie that you knew God was going to be okay with you watching, but you went ahead and watched it anyway. You're going to have regret that you put whatever that content is in your head. And then you may fixate on that, and it may come to your mind for days or weeks or even months later. And that is going to be a regret because that was a decision you could have made very easily if you'd stayed in alignment with God's values and chosen not to watch that movie. Number 2, you need to have balance between your passions and your interests and making good, informed, and practical decisions. One thing that can really give you a lot of regret is if you don't have a good balance between your career decisions or your life decisions and your life as a whole. If you're making decisions where you work constantly and you never take a break, then your mental wellness or your health may be affected by that. So make sure you have that work-life balance. Number 3, we all have regrets, so we have to learn from those regrets. Think about some decisions that you made that you wish you had not made. Let's shine a positive perspective on your regrets. Don't fixate on that regret. Use it as a learning tool. If you've made a bad decision, write it down. Think about your emotion. How did you feel during that time? What were the circumstances around that? Could you have made a better decision? And what could that better decision have been? Keep all of that in a journal when you have those big life moments like that as a reflective tool that you can go back on and really do some introspection about what you could have done differently. And number 4, get really clear on your goals and intentions and set some measurable goals. If you have to use the SMART goal framework, then use it. You can do backward planning, and that way you know exactly what you need to be doing when, and you're less likely to make a hasty decision because you have worked everything out backward and you know what steps you need to take in what order. If you just fly by the seat of your pants, more than likely, that's when you're going to have moments of regret because you had to make a hasty decision or a rash decision that you didn't have time to think out. And that's when I find that I have the most regret about some of my decisions is when I'm in a hurry and I don't get to think through the decision. And that gives me anxiety and stress, and it just creates this vicious cycle. Then I sit and I am in my head way too much. And there's some really good practical steps for making those regret-free decisions. Number 1, clarify your values and your priorities. Reflect on what you hold dear. Really write down your core values and what you in life have as your non-negotiables. And make sure that your decisions are aligned with those values. And that's going to reduce a lot of the chance of any future regret. Number 2, consider all of your options. You are always going to have a plethora of options when you're making a decision. The best thing to do is really explore a variety, but don't get so many decisions or options that you can't settle on one. I'm going to give you an example. I love ice cream. And when I go to an ice cream shop where they have all of the different flavors and I have to look at all of them and try to make a decision on one ice cream that I really, really want. Because ice cream is very expensive here lately, so I only get one. Sometimes I feel overwhelmed just by the amount of options available because I like all of these different flavors. And it's very hard to make a decision sometimes. So it's better if I go through the drive-through where I know I can't take too much time making a decision because there will be cars behind me. And usually when I go through a drive-through, I know exactly what I want because I order the same exact thing every single time almost. So it's easier because I have less options to choose from if I do it that way. So consider all of your options, but don't overload yourself with too many options in the first place. And then number 3, visualize your future scenarios. When you visualize an outcome, it really helps you get clear on what decisions to make as you move along toward that outcome. You can make those smaller decisions that are going to lead to that big outcome. So write everything down. And if you're backward planning, then you have that outcome in mind when you are planning backward. But don't just visualize maybe one outcome. Visualize a couple of different options or scenarios that might happen. And then embrace your decision with conviction. Don't get down on yourself if you've made a bad decision or if you start second guessing yourself before you ever know if that decision was good or bad. There are going to be challenges for every choice that you make. But if you really think about your faith, think about your alignment with God, think about your core values and what your purpose is, then you can navigate those choices without a lot of future regret. And I would love to help you get clear on your gifts and your talents and your passions and your interests and how those all mesh together toward the next thing that you are ready to move into. I have a free empowerment session that you can click on in the show notes, and you can schedule a free empowerment session with me ASAP. Now that is one decision that you won't regret. It's free, and we can talk about a one-to-one coaching program that is specific to you. It's personalized strategies just for you. And I can help you by supporting you in your alignment of career choices with your unique values and your passions. So click on that link in the show notes for the empowerment session, the free Clarity Empowerment session, or you can email me at Mel, M-E-L, Vandevort, V-A-N-D-E-V-O-R-T @gmail.com. Again, that's MELVANDEVORT @gmail.com. And I'll have that in the show notes as well. I just want to thank you all so much for listening to Choose Your Next Yes. This has been a wonderful few months of growing the show. I am learning from you every day as I hear the things that you are saying as a midlife woman. And I am trying very hard to make sure that I am bringing you the content that you enjoy that will help you grow toward everything that God has in store for your life and your career. If you have anything in particular that you would like to hear, shoot me an email and tell me exactly what that is. And I will try very hard to get a show built around that specific thing that you are needing. I want to hear from you. So do not hesitate to drop into my email, or even with that empowerment clarity session, you can drop in there and we can talk about some ideas that you might have for the show. Ladies, you have the power to choose your next yes in this life. And I am here to guide you every step of the way. I do not want you to flounder in all of the decisions that you might have to make or that you will have to make. I can help you get clear on that. So reach out to me today. I hope you found some value in today's show and that it was a blessing to you as you continue on your path toward everything that God has in store for your life. May the Lord bless and keep you. May His face shine upon you and be gracious to you. May the Lord lift you up and give you peace. Bye-bye.